Hi, J. Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jackson. We are at 1211 Melson Avenue. I had some trouble finding it because, well, it's really overgrown. And doesn't look anything at all like the picture, because in the picture the grass is mowed and everything looks nice. But here we are in front of the house. We did find it. A lot of debris on the sidewalk here. People are just throwing their trash out of the windows. That's the problem. It's not like the neighbors have an issue. You don't really, I mean, I guess you have neighbors, but this is such a enclosed property that you don't really have much in the way of neighbors being able to look at you. But anyway, this is what the street looks like. As I mentioned before, you do have this track for one of the local schools across the street, which saves you a bunch of neighbors. But Melson is a relatively busy street. As you can see, we do have some traffic happening. So anyway, we're gonna just take a quick walk around the outside of the house, and then we'll get on in and have a look at the inside. As I mentioned, the grass is pretty overgrown. The shrubbery is pretty overgrown. This is not the front of the house is not a picture that is a current picture. It doesn't really look at all anything like what the house looked like in that picture. We've got some of the corner cover for the vinyl siding breaking off, and the insulation behind it is exposed, which is not good. Now the front of the house, all of the house is vinyl. It is an off-grade property, so we're sitting up on these cement blocks, which is okay. Newer windows with screens, it looks like in the front, trimmed pretty nice. Roof, I can't really tell how old it is, but it's not a new roof. The size of the yard appears to be pretty good. Kind of like the yard itself. If it was mowed and, you know, cut back to something closer to reasonable, that would be great. We'll watch out for, you know, some of the weeds here that could be painful to our legs. We do have poison ivy in the area. I don't know if any of this is, but I don't want to deal with that. Cage on the AC compressor. You know, that's mainly to keep people from walking off with it, and that's a good thing. The AC compressor is not new, but it doesn't look to be super ancient either. Not a lot of rust, so it looks like it's in good shape and good working order. We've got lattice in the back here along the bottom to keep out the critters from underneath your house, and this is instead of the cement block that we saw in the front. That's what that is. Okay. As I said, the backyard does look to be pretty good sized. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. There's a chain link fence back here that's covered with ivy. That's a 6-foot high chain link fence. And that chain link fence goes basically all the way around on the sides of the property. Now, you don't have a chain link, a gate or anything in the front, but you know, you could put something like that in. There is a porch and a nice wooden deck here, covered. The roof on the cover is steel, so you don't have to worry about problems with that. And this looks like it's in good shape. I don't see a lot of issue. The only thing is that there is access for, well, besides the mosquitoes, there's access for critters to get underneath the house from underneath the deck. So that's definitely something to be concerned about as far as what you're going to want to do with the house once you move in. The vinyl siding looks pretty much solid all the way around, except for a couple of places. I did notice a couple of places that have something like that hole that we just saw. All the soffits and eaves as far as the roof go look good. All the windows look good. Mostly they have screens, and these are fairly new windows. Mostly have screens. That one doesn't, but I see a screen on the ground there, so maybe that's where that screen goes. Like I said, there is some small damage. Looks like somebody drilled into this. I don't know why they would do that, but looks like that's what happened. And a couple of small cracks. But these are minor things, really, compared to what it could be like. You know, all things considered, the outside of the house isn't bad. It just is in need of a trim in the worst way. Somebody to come out with their lawnmower and just sort this out, you know, and to trim the shrubs. So we're going to go ahead and get to the inside and have a look around, and then we'll go on from there.